Hi, and welcome to episode 3. I know that background hum is still there. I have actually, believe it or not, it's not as bad as it used to be. I'm working on trying to get rid of that. I'm working on trying to get a decent mic, or maybe a wireless mic, and just get far enough away from the fucking computer, you know. I had worked out this big intro. I mean, I put time and effort into it, what I was going to say, how I was going to say it. But this is like the 11th time I've tried to record this with so many interruptions. It's been ridiculous tonight. It is 11:21 p.m. and I need to go to bed, but it's just, I promised I was going to get this fucking thing done tonight. It's going to get done. So hopefully we can get past that and this can be somewhat entertaining, I hope. Speaking of entertaining, I noticed, I was surprised that my Hollow Earth Theory video actually got 19 views, which I know at least 2 of them were mine, so 17. But the fact that there were no comments makes me think no one actually listened to it all the way through. So, but I don't blame you. Well, we're here to talk Japanese wrestling. We are here to talk Japanese wrestling. For this, my very, very small listener base, we're here to talk Japanese wrestling, and we will be focusing on the current state of heavyweights in Japan in this video. Although I'm gonna, talk a little bit more on different subjects first. Then we'll get to the heavyweight list. Oh, yes, of course. How could I forget? You are listening to the new maintenance man at the local McDonald's here in my town, so I got that going for me. So oh, I'm not even the head maintenance man, I'm assistant maintenance man, so or crew or whatever. Oh yes, I have a list, I have an agenda, like in the truest word, I have an itinerary or whatever I'm gonna go through, before we get to this shit. We're gonna get some news, some of it new, some of it old, depending on, I guess, how closely you follow Japanese wrestling. First, a little funny story. I wanted to actually do this one. I got a weird YouTube message from someone who was mad that I made those Beyond Wrestling videos for DJKM. And for you all that might not know, which why wouldn't you if you download Fire Pro, DJKM is like me. He releases save pack. He does like way more save packs than I do. But like me and him are pretty much like, I would say, there's D-Man, but there's not too many guys doing save packs nowadays. Usually it's just me or DJKM. I'm not saying like Stu or Lord Worm or somebody doesn't do one every now and then, but not on a regular basis. It's not like the old days where we had Senator and Ahab and all those guys that used to churn out all those great packs. Now it's just me and DJ. But anyway, I got this weird message. He was mad. He said I shouldn't have. Let me quote. No, I'm not going to quote him. I'll keep the profanity out. I shouldn't have made it without DJ KM's permission, and that I'm not good enough to be associated with DJ KM, which I think it might be somebody trolling me because okay, here's the thing. Now, I am not like close friends or even friends with DJ KM. We don't talk a lot, but we do message each other on the message board. We do talk. We do use each other's bases from time to time. I mean, if you download both our packs, you will see familiar faces, familiar AI, familiar movesets. It's not that unheard of. But this person seemed to take outrage to the fact that I was even associated with DJK. So, anyway, which is bullshit because me and DJ's, we got that WCW pack that I used all his bases and we used his AI and his moveset. I used my appearances. We did that WCW Final Days pack. I gave him equal credit as creator for that pack. So I guess, but no one downloaded that pack. So fuck it. Now that bullshit's out of the way, I just thought it was funny for those Fire Proers. But anyway, let's get on to some Puroresu news. Somebody tried to teach me how to say that the correct way, and it didn't take. Anyway, Seiya Sanada, for those who do not know, he is the current X Division champion in TNA. Him and Nakanoe and Kinji Muto, where he was as Great Muta at the time, were actually at Lockdown, and I missed last Impact, but apparently Sanada, I saw Sanada on Impact, but apparently Muta had done a video or something to that effect. It looks like they might be continuing the relationship with Wrestle 1. Speaking of Wrestle 1, Manabu Soya has officially came back, and for some reason when he came back I was thinking he was going to have a different gimmick or different attire, because he was doing a different gimmick. He was like the matchmaker. I mean, he kind of had like a heel persona for a little bit when he made the jump to Wrestle 1, because him and Key were those guys that said that they were going to stay with All Japan, and then something has changed since where they said they were All Japan for life, and now because they both showed up in Wrestle 1. I don't know why that is, but Soya has returned, and he's in his Get Wild attire, which really doesn't fit his current persona. But oh well. He's actually been losing a lot. Actually, he's been wrestling in Big Japan and Wrestle 1, mostly Wrestle 1. He actually, I think he lost to. I know he lost to Kai. Seems like he lost to somebody else. I know he lost to Sonata. I'm not sure. Maybe it was just Kai. Anyway, he's back. Speaking of returning Japanese wrestlers, a little known wrestler that only you Japanese indie fans will know, Jintaro, who's currently in Freedoms, actually returned, and he's been gone for at least 2, maybe 3 years. It's been a long time. He's been injured, but apparently he's making a comeback. He was at the last Freedoms show. Here's something, I don't really follow All Japan that much, but here's something that struck me as odd. They're going to have Akibono versus Kento Mayahara. It's at the March 18th Korakuen Hall show, and it's for the Triple Crown Championship, which I don't know. It seems like a month of title matches that aren't going to mean shit, because you know Mayahara's not winning that fucking thing. Why is he even getting a championship match? You know, Japan usually is better than the United States. In the United States, like, someone you know is not going to win will just get a title match just for the hell of it. Just a padded champion's record. But in Japan, they usually make a big deal out of championship matches. So this is kind of weird. Maybe they're trying to elevate Mayahara. I have no idea. But again, title matches that you already know the outcome to. Now, no one expected Nagata to actually beat Morishima for the belt, and he beat him. No one expected him to hold on against Kenta. They thought they were just going to throw it back on Kenta. No, he held on. And then, Segura showed up, and they're like, well, Nagata will drop the belt now. No, he beat Segura. So, who's next? Maybach Taniguchi. And as much as I like you, Maybach, you're not winning this one. This will be, yes, it's a Great Voyage, actually. It's a pay-per-view. It's in Nagoya, April 20th. So they're going to have a lot of build on this, actually. I can't imagine this one will be the main event, though. I don't see Maybach winning the GHC here, or Nagata dropping to Maybach. If Nagata's going to drop the belt, it's probably going to be to Kenta, or Marufuji, or Morishima, or Segura, or somebody. I don't see him, unless they're just going to push Taniguchi out of nowhere. I don't see it. Speaking, I mentioned him earlier, Taiyo Ki. I'm butchering his name, and it's not in Japanese. Okay, Ki he was Triple Crown champion at least once. He is, rumor has it, he is not with Wrestle 1, he's more of a freelancer at the time, so he may appear elsewhere. He's not necessarily tied down to Wrestle 1. Also, in next to last news, I'm going to say Freedom's the last. We'll wait for it. The New Japan Cup which will be a single elimination bracket, is set to take place. And I don't have the date on that. I'm sorry. It's going to be over multiple nights, though, I would imagine. But I will list the matchups and the participants. The winner of the New Japan Cup will get a shot at Okada's IWGP Heavyweight title at the next pay-per-view, I would imagine. You got Yujiro Takahashi making a return. He didn't even get booked on Wrestle Kingdom, did he? I don't know, it might have been a tag match. He might have been booked. I take that back. But anyway, they've done nothing with him. Yujiro versus Shelton Benjamin, who's returning. Neither one of these guys are winning the bracket. Toru Yano versus Minoru Suzuki, and I'm guessing Minoru Suzuki will go far unless he gets upset by Yano or somebody. Katsuyori Shibata versus Machine Gun Carl Anderson, and they've been pushing Shibata pretty hard, so I imagine he'll go far. Hiroki Goto versus versus Doc Gallows. They seem to be trying to bury Hiroki Goto. They basically they pushed him. He come back at Wrestle Kingdom and they give him a title match, and he goes out there and he's like it didn't matter, like they could have cared less. So maybe those rumors that he's not popular with the current booking staff are true. I don't know. He might win this fucking thing. You never know. Because Okada, really, who does he have left to face? He's faced Tanahashi 4 or 5 times. I guess maybe you could do him versus Nakamura, which I'll get to him. But anyway, Lance Archer versus Prince Devitt. Prince Devitt's in a heavyweight bracket. That's weird. Togi Makabe. I'm butchering that. Versus Bad Luck Fail. Really? Bad Luck? King Fail? Tetsuya Naito versus Tomohiro Ishii in a rematch. They faced for the Never title. Is that the name of it? Never title? That weird little third belt that they got going on in New Japan. Which, Naito, you would almost think you would have to get a win over Ishii here. I mean, they're not going to let Ishii pin him twice in a row. That'd be weird. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Davey Boy Smith. And that's almost where I see the direction going, because they're going to have to do Nakamura versus Okada eventually. One thing I will say for this bracket, I do not see who the fuck is going to win out of this. I mean, there's some possibilities, but none of them really stand out and scream. Usually in Japanese wrestling, it's pretty obvious what's going to happen. But this year there's been some surprises. Look at Nagata versus Morishima. I mean, when's the last time you heard of a champion in Japan losing, being a transitional champion like that? Anyway, Freedom's had a match at Korakuen Hall, which they always list Korakuen Hall as in Tokyo, which, where else would it be? The KFC, yes, the KFC, I'm sure it stands for something, but it just seems weird. Tag Championship. They crowned KFC Tag Champions here tonight. Now they had they did the semi-final matches, and then they did the final matches. Did they have a full tournament? I'm not sure. Kamai, the bird-looking mask guy, and Susumu versus Great Kojika and Winger. Winger got the win. And then the next one was Takashi Sasaki and Tatsuhito Takawa versus Mammoth Sasaki and Toro Segura. And then Takawa pins Toro after a Death Valley bomb there. But that's not the point. That's just a setup. That's just a setup. Where is it? It's down here somewhere. Looking for... yes, the main event of the evening, and this is the show Gentaro came back on. But the crowning, the first generation of KFC Tag Champions, Winger and 71-year-old Great Kojika defeat Takashi Sasaki and Tatsuhito Takawa. Oh, they didn't even list the time. Oh, but Wiener wins with a schoolboy over Takawa, and Great Kojika at 71. I think that's what. Is he 71 or is he younger? He seems like he's older. Looks like he's like 80. Is a champion in 2014. Oh. And that ends the Puro news. So maybe after I compose myself from hearing that, I could get onto the bread and butter of the, which I've already went 15 minutes, so maybe I'll quit here, but, actually I'm going to break up episode 3 into 2 parts. We're going to end here for part 1.